yes. Hey Emma, this is David. I'm Madonna, and we're going to do our little balance now for little Miss Grace. She is so adorable. That bioresonance was just sweet as. So we're going to sort of see what we can do about that skin and the lungs and see if we can find some underlying causes. Sounds like you've been doing all the right things though, you know, working with the kinesi and primitive reflexes and all sorts of stuff. So let's see what we can do. Okay. So today you're going to be little Miss Grace.
I am Grace. Hey, that's a good affirmation.
It is a good affirmation. You know, there's a thing in Seinfeld where Elaine meets someone and they were talking about JFK's wife and how she had grace. And Elaine said, I feel like I have a little grace. And the woman said, either you have grace or you don't. And Elaine said, oh, surely I have a little grace. And anyway, she seemed to be of the opinion that you could not gain grace, which was just funny. Okay, so I own 100% grace. Okay, so we're only after anything for the grace that is for her highest potential and highest good. Okay. I'm 100% grace.
100% grace.
Beautiful. Is grace 100% grace? No. Interesting. So you're 100% grace. It's saying yes, but grace is not 100% grace. So there might be some other energy that's messing with her. Is something messing through the higher chakras? Yes, there is. Is something messing through the celestial circuit? Yes, there is. Is there a nephron entity? No, it's not that sort of thing. Okay, so where's it coming in through? What's the biggest priority? Do we need to go in through survival, deep survival, hidden deep survival? No. Do we need to go in through the celestial circuit? No. Do we need to go in through the higher chakras? Yes, we do. Okay. Actually, let me just ask. Any and all fragmentation associated with grace link into double anterior deltoid and hold. Yeah, okay. So that can just be fragmentation of energy because of stress or pain or challenges. Okay, so let's go have a look which chakra is showing up. Right, so it's the 11th chakra. This one links in with the vomer bone as well as the pituitary. And it's sort of the interface between physical, astral, causal and the chakras. And it's about interdimensional coherence, which sort of makes me wonder if little Miss Grace is an old soul. Going by that. So the 11th chakra, linking in with the pituitary, the vomer. And hold.
Not holding yet.
Not holding yet. And hold. Right, so the 11th chakra is in third stage stress. Chronic fatigue of the 11th chakra. Okay, let's go have a play.
High grace yet?
You're still grace, absolutely.
Oh, but not 100%.
No, fragmented grace. So poor little Grace's aura or chakra or something has been fragmented. And you can imagine when you've had health issues since the day you're born, you know, kids are often beside themselves, you know, because that's how multiple personalities, not that she's got that, that's not what I'm saying, Emma, but, you know, that's how multiple personalities.
But then there's also the dance. When a kid's got symptoms, the parents will get symptoms in relation.
Yeah.
Like a dance.
Well, like you've heard me tell the story about another one of my clients whose son had really major issues. It was looking like leukemia, but it wasn't leukemia. It was some nasty thing with the white blood cells in the body. But when her energy was up, his was down and vice versa. So it was like they only had a certain amount of energy between the pair of them, which is not a lot of fun. So funnily enough, we've got to go in through the reticular activating system. So the 11th chakra, the source of isness, interdimensional stuff. So we're going to go in through the reticular activating system, which has connections to everywhere else in the brain. Right, so there's low serotonin. Oh, high serotonin, low serotonin. So there's low serotonin. So maybe part of the skin issue for Grace Emma is, you know, because our gut, if the gut is weak and our lungs are weak, you know, we can have leaky gut, leaky lungs, and she's got this persistent cough. But if we've got a leaky gut, we might have leaky skin. And also with, say, autism and issues there, we can have leaky gut, leaky brain. So depending on where our weakness is, and she definitely has two of them with the skin and with the lungs. So we've got low serotonin, and serotonin is produced in the small intestine. At least 90% of it's produced in the small intestine. So let's go have a look. Do I need to cross coordinate with a chakra? No. The 11th chakra? No. With another hormone? Yes. So it's about focus. So unfortunately, when the serotonin's low, she's more likely to feel unsafe, and therefore things can get worse. So obviously when we're feeling unsafe, the lungs can only do that shallow breathing. I don't know, can you get 4, 5, 6-year-olds to do breathing exercises? But maybe doing things like blowing up balloons, you know, so that you're getting that air capacity in the lungs. Running on the spot for like 10 seconds and then relaxing. Making a game of it, something like that, so that we're improving the health of the lungs. Throwing her in a freezing lake in the middle of winter. Just joking. Get those heat shock proteins activated from the liver.
Get her doing Wim Hof.
Wim Hof breathing.
How old is she?
Yeah.
She's only little, is she?
She's only little cutie pie. Cutie patootie. Okay, so where do we need to go? So, is there anything more on the RAS? There's still something more on the RAS. Do I need a physical something in going with the lungs? Do I need something physical going in with the gut? Do I need something physical going in with the skin? No. So it's more the hormones. It's more the hormones. Okay. She was born with dry skin. Yeah, so this time the first hormone showing up is noradrenaline. Noradrenaline is that expectation of long-term stress. It's sort of good that you're working with someone on primitive reflexes, because of course my first thought is the Moro reflex. Yeah, I wonder whether, because my grandson Teddy, when he was about 1, 2, 3, he was hospitalised, I can't remember, 4 or 5 times with really low oxygen levels in his lungs. So he would just get to the spot where his oxygen levels would be under 90%, and they don't let you out. You know, if it's that low, they don't let you out of hospital until your percent's up around 98, 99%. So the ambos would come, and poor little darling would be in hospital for a few days. Until I started using the Renew 28 on his lungs, and that's when his lungs started to improve. Okay, so we need to go into the sensory input for her. So once again, little Grace. So I'm just talking to the energy of Grace. So imagine that dry skin and how irritating it is. Imagine that deep cough that's just so annoying. Stops all sorts of things from feeling good in our lives.
So exhausting too, coffee.
So exhausting because it's all about oxygen. Something else in RAS? No, where do we need to go? Something else with the 11th chakra. So let's check out where that 11th chakra is. So the voma, the pituitary, beautiful. And hold. Hold. Okay, so we're gone from 3rd stage stress with the 11th chakra down to 2nd stage stress. Okay, so where do we need to go next? Do we need to do something with the celestial circuit? Something with the RAS? Something with the celestial circuit? Is this a priority? Yes, it is. So let's get that celestial circuit back in place. So this is a combination of meridians, so the governing vessel as well as the central vessel. They have a connection on the inside of the body as well.
That's not holding.
They're not holding, so there's just no connection. It's third stage stress with the celestial circuit. Is it jammed? Is it blocked? Is it running backwards? And her celestial circuit is actually running in the opposite direction. So the central vessel, instead of going up, is actually going down, and the governing's going in the wrong direction as well. It's the masculine side, so when she does have to do stuff that are irritating her lungs or her skin, it's really hard for her little nervous system to feel that it's okay. Actually, let me check CV6, hold. The Dantian. Let's see where her center of gravity is. Is it behind the body? Is it in front of the body, to the side of the body, behind the body? Behind in the lower limbs, behind in the upper, okay? Behind on the left, behind on the right. Yeah, right. So we need to drag energy from exhausted caring on the left side of the body. We need to bring it back into the doing. Anyway, so it's a masculine energy. It's the yang that we need to pick up. And that makes sense if the celestial circuit is going backwards, because the governing meridian is, you know, it's the yang, it's the masculine. The central vessel is the yin, it's the feminine. So let's balance that out so it's running in the right direction, because that will be draining her ability to heal. And maybe all the primitive reflex work you're doing with Grace as well, you know, that could be stimulating some of these things. With the primitive reflex stuff, there's a real bell curve. So if we stimulate the primitive reflexes when they've been a bit sleepy, we can activate all sorts of fun stuff. I am 100% grace. I am 100% grace. I'm 100% great, but Grace isn't quite there yet.
Eventually still.
Not yet, not yet. Let's go check out that celestial circuit again. So it was in third stage stress before.
It went to second.
And hold. Hold. Okay, so it's back to balanced now. So the celestial circuit is happy. Awesome. Okay. So where do we need to go next? Are we clear with the 11th chakra? I think the 11th might be balanced now. Let's go have a look though. So the 11th chakra in relation to the pituitary and the voma. And these layers of interdimensional consciousness. And hold. Hold. Beautiful. So we're back to balanced with that 11th chakra.
That didn't even nearly hold.
Oh, no, that was awesome. So that's perfect. That's what it's supposed to do. So that's great. So we're locking, unlocking, and locking again. First, second, third stage stress. Okay, so again, where do we need to go next? We need to do adrenal, survival, deep survival, hidden deep survival. Is that the priority? Okay, so I am 100% grace. Okay, so what percentage is grace? So to 10 to 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 to 60 to 70 to 80 to 90, 80 to 90%, so pretty much there. But there's just something stuck in her energy.
A whole little bit.
Okay, because you can imagine when you're in pain or when you're suffering, your aura isn't as strong.
So you're dissociating. Maybe
Absolutely.
Dissociating.
Because the body, it does it deliberately.
Oh, that's brilliant. Hey,
Yeah.
that's a really. Have you ever thought of that before? Just that. Sorry. Dissociating could be like that.
I know little humans are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And especially these days because they're born with more consciousness.
Mm.
You know, so, you know, imagine being that little age and having a mum who's a kinesiologist. it just opens up a world. So you're not going to stay in the third matrix, third dimension matrix for long, without seeing something other than the mainstream. I was listening to an interview with Andy Wakefield this morning. He's made another movie. This is like his 5th movie he's made.
Really? He's still going?
Yeah. They haven't killed him yet. But his next one's called Protocol 7. And again, it's going to be like Sound of Freedom in that people can request to have it shown in their cinemas, which is what happened with Sound of Freedom. And, it was the box office hit that no one wanted to be a box office hit. So I've gone into, we've got Hidden Deep Survival Online, and I've gone straight into the reticular activating system again. So the sensory nervous system gets overloaded when she's coughing too much, when the skin's too dry, it just feels really awful. All of that stuff.
Blood pressure could go up too. Coughing.
Yeah, that's the last thing we need for doctors to start checking blood pressure on little itsy bitsy kids. There's a whole new pharmaceutical money train that they could start if they even thought about doing that. So again, this is low serotonin, Emma, and it's blowing her throat chakra. So we're in this deep hidden survival pattern. So this sort of is it's the part where, because, and once again, I know she's had so much work done. So there's, this is the hidden deep survival. So it's hiding inside her. Her body doesn't even allow her to know that stress is there, which is pretty cool. Let's check the lung. Let's just pop lung energy into the equation. And hold back. Hold back. No. So that's anterior serratus for the lungs. There's another one. Deltoids are also for the lungs. Hold.
No.
Nope. Hold.
Almost.
Nope. Yeah, negatory, Batman. Yeah, right, but liver energy is messing with the lungs. Now that's sort of interesting because lung energy is the grandmother energy of liver energy. They're both yin, so they're both feminine. They both work all the time. But obviously if you're blocked with some, anger or something like that, and once again with the periventricular survival system, it'll be interesting to see whether any of those little genetic pathways have been activated because of this issue. Oh. Hold. I just thought I'd make sure there were no Freemason curses in there, but it's not showing up.
Oh, they both one. Freemasons don't exist.
No, of course not. Australia had the highest percentage of Freemasons in the world for a long time.
I wonder if they're organised.
Got to get all those, anyway, I won't go there. Okay. Now, where do we need to go next? Need to go into the immune system. Okay. So let's go. So this is in relation to the lungs. This is in relation to the skin. Both. Okay. So let's go into the immune system and sort of test some of the biggest things. And hold. Hold.
Nothing.
Hold.
Nothing.
Hold.
Almost. That helped.
Hold.
No.
None of them are great. Okay. So the master immune system pathways are just chock-a-block and not keeping up with just general stuff on the planet at the moment. And I've seen the pollution in the skies in Ireland with friends of mine over there. So it's a lot of stuff we're breathing in every day. of my friends is an astrologer, and he was saying yesterday that he sort of, actually another guy from America, they were talking about solar flare energy and how that can affect our energy in our bodies. And I thought, okay, well, that never occurred to me. Okay, so let's go see what is the biggest priority. Do we need to look at biofilm? Biofilm. Okay, so biofilm's in mucoid plaque. Now, I'm fully aware because she's a little itsy-bitsy thing. Hold.
No.
Hold.
No.
You tried.
That would help.
So the body doesn't have a program to deal with the biofilm and mucoid plaque. Obviously, a lot of the medications actually suppress the mucus in our lungs. So then we end up having less and less and less lung capacity. And every time we take antibiotics, it can destroy the little villi in the intestines and also the healthy mucus layer on the gut lining. So we've got a healthy mucus layer and an unhealthy mucus layer, as well as an immune system layer and a nervous system layer, and so there's 7 layers of the gut lining. Okay, so mucoid plaque and, okay, so mucus and mucoid plaque and biofilm. Hold. Hold, 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 hold. Okay, so living in that biofilm can be lots of heavy metals and things. So let's just ask in relation to the release, no, in relation to any and all toxicity from heavy metals, any and all inflammation from heavy metals. And hold, 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 hold. Hold. Yeah, so heavy metals, of course, you know, they're in lots of medications, they're in lots of vaccines, they're in lots of geoengineering stuff, they're pollutants in lots of coal-fired power plants. So, you know, we're sort of screwed one way or the other. So we've got to sort of get that detox going. So something to help to bind them, you know, so some sort of binder. Like I find some of the micronized zeolites, you know, a really good idea because they're easy to get into kids. I've got one that I like that, especially with kids with a sweet tooth, they've been sweetened with stevia, and they've got some vitamin D and vitamin B12 in them. Okay. Any and all heavy metals, any and all inflammation associated with heavy metals. And hold, 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 hold. Now let's speak specifically with the lungs and heavy metals. Just out of curiosity, hold, hold. No, that doesn't seem to be the thing, so that's cool. Okay, so next one, let's ask, what's the next priority? Do we need to go in relation to fungus or molds or bacteria? Bacteria, okay. So bacteria and bacterial particles. Bacteria and bacterial particles. And hold, 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 hold. So it's an energy mismatch. So the immune system is saying everything with bacteria is okay, but the energy mismatch is showing up. So of course, unfortunately, because a lot of our food supply has got glyphosate, it's got antibiotics, it's got antifungals, it's got all sorts of fun stuff on it. A lot of the things actually allow bacteria to grow. And that's across the board with food. In fact, I was reading the other day about peanut paste. And I've always been a huge peanut paste fan, just because I like it, no other reason. But apparently they deliberately use the peanuts that have got aflatoxins on them because they can't sell them otherwise. So they use peanut paste, they use peanuts for peanut paste that are filled with fungus. But the good thing is, guess what? They're allowed to spray it with antifungals, before they make it into peanut paste. So that makes it okay. It's all so disgusting. This is why Big Agra, Big Agra is such BS. Because you can never make a huge amount of food in a healthy way. So that's why our small farms, our small farmers really need to be looked after and supported. Okay, so that was a energy mismatch to bacteria and bacterial particles. And hold. And just for fun, let's check fungal and fungal particles, fungal and fungal spores. And hold. Yeah. So fungus molds, they love the lungs. There is I don't know whether you can get it in Ireland. I don't even know whether we can get it here. But there's a product that I used to recommend people get called Traveller's Friend. And it is a... What's it from? It's from... it's in the citrus seed extract. Citrus seed extract. So it helps when you take it a tiny little amount in a glass of water, like start with 1 drop and slowly increase the number of drops. It's really, really bitter, and you can also breathe it in. But having it in the water bit by bit as we take it into our body, it helps to kill fungus in the body. It's a really good natural anti-fungal side, anti-fungus.
I might need a drink of water.
Yep. Okay, so fungus and fungal spores. Oh, yeah, I haven't had a glass of water today at all. We'll be back in a minute.